The Mercedes driver has been pushing for F1 to return to Africa for a Grand Prix before he retires from the sport. Lewis Hamilton's request for a Grand Prix race to be held in Africa is still being ignored by Formula One bosses, even after he pleaded to race there before he retires. The Mercedes driver has been asking for the sport to return to Africa for the first time since 1993 for several years now, but he may end up retiring before bosses take action. This suggestion from the 7-time world champion has fallen on deaf ears, as there is yet to be any movement from F1 bosses on returning to South Africa for a Grand Prix. The last African Grand Prix took place in Kyalami in 1993, which is considered to be one of the sport's most historic circuits. The long-awaited return to Kyalami in South Africa seemed possible in 2022 when representation from Kyalami met with relevant F1 groups, but it fell through due to South Africa's ties with Russia, BBC reports. There have currently been no suggestions that F1 will explore racing in Africa again, having only recently extended the calendar to 24 races. CEO Stefano Domenicali also said back in April that F1 would keep the 24-race cap in place despite 35 venues expressing interest. However, Hamilton is still set on racing in South Africa before he retires from F1 for good, and hasn't been quiet about his desires. Speaking to GQ Sports in 2023, Lewis said, "I want to race in Africa. We're on all the other continents. When you do bring a Grand Prix to a place, it brings so much attention and so much travel, great for the economy and educating people. When we travel, we have an opportunity to really tap into the community and leave a long-lasting legacy. It shouldn't just be to show up, do a show, and leave." Hamilton also revealed at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix in November 2023 that he is involved in ongoing discussions for F1 to return to Africa. The Mirror reports that the Mercedes driver said, "I'm working in the background to get South Africa on the calendar. That's like such a dream for me. I've got to stay until they get that race."